return to that interview with Jason Knauf now, and he was asked about being thrust into the spotlight after an email emerged where he had claimed that Meghan had bullied 2 staff members from their jobs at the palace, claims that she denies, of course. Now, Rebecca, while he said he wished them the best, he also said he had no regrets and wouldn't change anything. Now, that won't be what Harry and Meghan will want to hear, is it?
I mean, to be fair to Jason, I think he was slightly put on the spot with this, and actually
He must have expected it, though.
Yeah, I think he probably did to a certain extent, but the programme seemed to focus more on that, I think, than actually kind of his insight into what William was going to be like as king. And I think he chose his words very, very carefully, and he made clear, he said, as a PR professional, when you're defending people's actions and protecting public figures from the media, sometimes probably you do have to get a taste of your own medicine and be on the receiving end of it. And unfortunately for Jason, when he made, those allegations and they were then made public, and then he subsequently appeared as a witness in a case between Harry and the Mail on Sunday, the vitriol thrown in his direction was awful, and I would argue wholly disproportionate for someone who was just trying to do the right thing by the people he worked for. He was very diplomatic and said, look, I think you have to take the rough with the smooth with this job, and I certainly did in bucket loads.
I thought he came across really well, actually.
Yeah, so did I. I mean, I know him. As I say, he was a very decent guy, and was a very good PR professional, but just ended up, like a lot of people who worked there, in a very difficult situation.
What do you think, Richard? Obviously, we know that Meghan's new Netflix show premieres next week. Can we read anything into the timing of this interview in that context?
I mean, certainly the timing is very interesting, because you might remember that the emails, the claims about Meghan's bullying came out just days, I think it was literally the day before the big sit-down interview with Oprah Winfrey that caused so much trouble. So there was a sense that that had been leaked to try to, I would say, to put some balance out there before they started attacking the royal family. And then we have this interview now being broadcast just before her much hyped new series. So yes, the time is interesting. I mean, realistically, it's probably a coincidence, but I mean, there's no doubt that this interview will be painful and worrying for Harry and Meghan.